So tiny people, really big nature, kind of stormy. I've got one more romantic picture and then we'll get all these characteristics written down. I love this picture. This is a very romantic picture. Yes, there are people in this one.
Is someone drowning?
It does look like they might be drowning.
Check out back there in the rock though. Look at him.
He's in the water.
Yeah, he's like hanging on for his life.
And the other people are just like, what up?
I don't know that they're like, what up, but you know, like he's rescuing this poor damsel in distress. She looks, you know, maybe dead even.
I thought you took a picture of her.
Okay, so you notice the people in this one, but they're again really, really tiny, right?
Yes.
And then what's the focus?
The waves.
The waves.
The rocks.
The rocks. This is a storm. Like there is no doubt about it. It's not like a storm is coming. Like this is a storm, right? Okay, possibly a hurricane. All right. So in all of these pictures, we have tiny, tiny people. So I'm gonna go ahead and write that down. Small people.
You want to start this one?
Yes. We have small people. We've already said that nature is the center. So what else? Anything? It's not just so much that it's nature.
It's always stormy.
It's always really stormy. I like that. It's stormy, or a storm is coming. Like there are always dark clouds in the sky. It looks kind of menacing almost. All right, if this picture was a battle between people and nature, who would you say is winning?
Nature.
Nature. The huge theme in romantic art is that nature is more powerful than people. That is the overall theme. That's why all the people in romantic paintings are tiny. That's why nature is always the focus. That's why it always looks stormy, because nature is more powerful than people. We've got the characteristics, kind of the theme of all these romantic paintings. Why would artists start painting like this during the Industrial Revolution?
It's really dark. Like they got all the smoke and stuff from the
Okay.
factories.
So maybe it's what they see. We've got factories and they're kind of clouding the skies, but that's not really natural, is it? Why would it's? What do you mean it's hot?
It's a factory. It's hot. No air conditioner.
Okay, so maybe people in the factories longing to be out in nature. But why would they paint it like stormy nature? I mean, who wants to go out in nature when it's, you know, about to pour rain and thunder and lightning and hurricane all over you?
Because that's what it's not doing in the
I
factory.
was going to say, maybe they feel like they're being controlled by the factory and all these storms are like,
Okay.
and little people.
Okay, I like
like
it.
consuming them.
And then
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe they, because of this whole Industrial Revolution and the fact that people are basically being taken advantage of working in the factories, they feel like they don't have any control over themselves, and so instead of painting it as like the big factories being, you know, the imposing force, they paint it as nature. That's possible. I like it. Why do you think they did choose nature though? Why didn't they paint huge factories and, you know, oppressive scenes like that?
They probably got in trouble.
Because
all the dirt, because all the nasty roads outside and all the dirt.
I mean, it's all they see though.
Okay. So, okay, you see it all the times, and you want to paint what you're feeling.
But you
But-
don't paint what you're seeing.
Yeah, because you see it every day. Okay, I like it. I like it. You okay, Leah? All right. I like some of those ideas. Anything else? All right. Let's move on to realism.
Shooting shot.
Okay, this is not blood, it's like a little flower on her shirt.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a little design, it's not blood. No. Okay, thoughts about this picture?
Sad.
It's sad. They look old.
They look like they're praying.
Okay, yeah, I think it's in a church. I think that's what it's intended to be.
They're very cool. Well, that
They
one
look poor.
is. The one that shot looks like she's dead.
Yeah, the
And
only
do you
black
notice,
one's
like,
the
she's
white.
kind of got like
Zombies.
pink looking cheeks, like she's been out in the wind or something, you know, windburned, or she just looks kind of rough, like they all do. Does it look super realistic? I mean, there's some shading and some, you know, you can see the curves of the faces,
That guy down
but
there looks really realistic. Or she, whatever that is.
Oh, the same with his hands though.
okay. What about their hands? Do they look normal?
They're really big.
They're
Yeah.
huge. Now, okay, that's not really very realistic. And to me, like, if you were to go into a church and look and see, this is not what you would see exactly. I mean, this is not what you guys look like. It's definitely not like a photograph or anything. Now, remember the paintings of the people during the Renaissance? Those are really realistic. Like, you could see super detailed, just really detailed paintings in the Renaissance. But this is not like the Renaissance, is it?
No.
But it's considered realism, even though it's not, you know, completely realistic looking. Why would it be called realism?
It shows how
That
they
really
really
happens.
What? What did you say?
Does it really happen?
It really happens. You could walk into a church and you could see people reading their Bible and praying. It's a realistic scene. The people are not necessarily painted realistic, but this is something that you could actually go and look at somewhere. Let's look at another one.
Oh, wow.
Is this realistic?
Oh my God, is she breastfeeding?
You know, everybody says that, and I'm not sure if that's what it is, because you can kind of see her collar right here. Like, I think The baby's head is just kind of tucked into the,
Yeah.
like, in between her arm and her side.
Gotcha.
All right, so people, how do they look?
Gloomy and sad.
Yeah, gloomy and sad. So we got a lot of gloom in these industrial age art.
It looks like the people from the hills have eyes. Never saying that. It's
I
not
haven't, sorry. Do they look like if you walked into a train station or down the road, is this what people are going to look like?
I'd be scared.
And you'd be scared if people look like that. I mean, they almost look a little cartoonish, you know?
Yeah.
Like animated, sort of.
Like,
Like,
in Silent Hill.
no.
That is so stupid.
They look like those people.
All right, I don't know what those people look like, but
Like that.
are they real people?
No. they're
Okay,
not
so
scary.
again, not super realistic looking, but what is this scene?
It's a real
Crowded.
situation.
It's a real situation, it's crowded. Where do you think they are?
I think they're in a church.
That-
I think it looks like
They
they're in
have
a church.
windows though, so.
I thought it was like a bus.
I thought it was a train.
Okay. I heard bus, what did you say? I think it's a train, because buses we don't have yet, really.
I thought they
Um,
were in a factory.
But I do think that it is a train. They're probably not in a factory because they're all sitting down.
Oh, yeah.
She's got a little
Yeah,
basket,
she's
like,
got a baby too.
Oh,
yeah.
Since when did they make train seats that big?
It's a painting. Remember? But again, it's not realism because you can actually walk into a train and see these enormous seats. It's realism because you can actually see people sitting on a train with a baby wearing hats and a basket. Like, this is something that could actually happen. Let's see. Is there another one? Oh, we're on to Impressionism. So let's note the characteristics of realism. We have, what's our number one thing? What makes it realism?
It could,
Realistic, it looks like.
That happens.
Real-
no, it's a real situation.
Real situations. Real situations. And the romantic scenes, remember, how often are you just going to go to the ocean and see people drowning in a storm? Like, is that something that you see every day? Not really, but you know, you could easily go to a train station and see a woman and a baby with a basket. So, real situations, not realistic looking. Alright, now, why would people paint realism during the industrial age?
It's still what they're saying.
Okay, still what they're saying. Maybe the people painting the realism paintings, maybe they're not so unhappy. Maybe they're just, oh, let's document this. It's happening around me, so let's paint it because I can paint, and let's just get it down on paper or something like that. What?
This looks like the Rococo stuff.
It does look a little bit more like Rococo. This is a new style, though. It's called Impressionism. What about it reminds you of Rococo?
They're bright.
Okay.
It's
It's bright, flowery, the lady, she's the center of the picture, good. Anything else remind you of Rococo? Okay. I mean, it is, there's nature around. I mean, it's a little weird that she's kind of sitting on a couch in the middle of a, you know, flower bush there. Yeah. Yeah, in the middle of her garden, there's just a nice little couch there. But what's different about it? What makes it different than the Rococo paintings? What?
There were chairs.
Okay, there are no cherubs in this one. Good observation. Or at least not that I can see.
It doesn't look very realistic to me.
It's not very realistic. What makes it not look realistic?
Blotchy and looks like
Yeah.
Okay, it's kind of blotchy looking. I like that word. Anybody else have another word to describe this?
It's not as like smooth looking almost.
Okay.
the couch looks like it'd be like really rough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds
it
like
looks like if we had this painting in our classroom right now, it looks like we could touch it and it would be textured.
Yeah.
Why do you think it looks textured? What do you think the artist did to make it look like that? Paintbrush stabbing? Okay. I don't know if that's a technical term or not, but yes, you can see, what you're seeing is the brush strokes. So you can obviously look at this painting and you see a woman in a garden on a couch. But it's not clear. It's almost a little blurry because of how choppy the brush strokes are. Why would somebody intentionally paint a blurry picture?
Maybe they're not good with details.
Okay, maybe it's a lack of ability. I mean, lots of people painted in this style, so is it just a coincidence that all Impressionist painters could not be detailed?
Maybe it's because they didn't actually know what was going on. Some people didn't see what was
Maybe
happening.
they wanted the lack of detail for.
Okay. Maybe it's intentional.
Maybe they felt like life was a blur.
Okay. Maybe the brush strokes represent how they feel about life. Now, how can that tie into the industrial age that we're looking at?
It's because they're livestock.
Okay, maybe they're not happy with their life, and so they're painting this happy scene, but they make it blurry looking so it's not super clear. Okay.
Maybe it's what they want. Maybe they want like happy, pretty scenes, but it's like
Okay.
blurry because it's out of reach.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. Let's look at another.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
This
Right.
one just, their last ones are really tight.
It looks like they had like
That chair.
arthritis or something.
Yeah, that chair is transparent.
The chair is transparent.
Yeah, I can see right to the seat.
Yeah, you can actually. You can see the ground.
I would not sit in that chair.
Well, it is a painting,
Oh,
so I would advise you not to sit in a painted chair.
And then see, like, what is she doing? Picking tomatoes?
Yeah.
I think she's like knitting or something.
Needlework.
Needlework.
Flowers. She's picking seeds out of flowers. What are you talking about?
Okay, maybe she's picking seeds out of flowers. But see, it's a good point. Like, what is this?
No
I
idea.
have no idea.
It looks
I don't know what it
spaghetti.
is.
You can even really see her
She
nipples
got
well,
bandana.
or even with her outfit.
That's a really good point. Like, nothing in this picture is clear. Like, it's even less clear than the last one.
Yeah.
Like, you can even see like the outline of her face.
What's the
It's
point
like
of the
big
chair?
blonde.
Nobody else is in there. Yeah.
Okay, so we have a blurry, empty life, just a facade of happiness, because again, we have, you know, the garden scene, it's bright and colorful, but then it's blurry,
It's very blurry.
very blurry, like you can't really see anything. It's almost like the woman just kind of fades into the background almost.
Yeah, if you did this, you really would.
If you squint.
Like, really, like, you fade into the ground, by the grass.
So weird.
Who's coming?
So I really like what you guys are saying about how it could just be, you know, disappointment with life. Like this is what they want, but they can't have. And so instead of drawing it crisp and clear and making it realistic, they draw it blurry. I like that idea. There's another reason this type of painting develops too. It has to do with the invention of something, not light bulbs.
Radio.
It's not on the wall. We didn't draw a picture of this
I was
one.
like, look at the wall.
No. What would make really realistic looking paintings
Yeah.
unnecessary? If you want a picture of yourself, do you commission an artist?
No.
What do you do?
Cameras.
Photos!
You use a camera. We're in the Industrial Revolution, and as you can see, there's lots of new technology developing, and one of those things that has really become more refined is the camera. And so when people want pictures, they can hire a photographer now, and they can have this nice little black and white photo that is actually them and not a painting. So artists don't have to make things look super realistic anymore, because if they want realism, they can just take a picture with a camera. So they can be a little more creative and put that emotion that they're feeling into their paintings.